Tihar was the most notorious jail in India. Its very mention enough to strike fear in the hearts of an average citizen. Then, it received a new Inspector General in 1993. Tihar housed 8,000 prisoners in a facility built for 2,500, and 90% of them were awaiting trial. The prison was filthy, corrupt, and neglected. Prisoners received less than minimal nutrition and clothing, and basic rights were ignored. In her own words, the new IG had plenty of experience in fighting crime and criminals, but none in taking care of them. But she saw a unique opportunity to focus on reaching out to people, understanding their needs, addressing them, providing an environment which initiates introspection, where they choose to look within without being told to do so. She went to see the prison herself. She was an odd presence in an overwhelmingly male population. She was energetic and observant, a force to reckon with. She saw prisoners not as dispensable human trash, but as human beings in need of care and guidance. She convinced the old guard prison officers to adopt the new policy of goodwill, positive reinforcement, and encouragement. She awakened a sense of dignity in the prisoners themselves and made them rediscover their own identities. A whole series of reform measures were taken to bring systematic transformation in the jail. She won hundreds of supporters and soon volunteered. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, chefs, writers, and child carers were regular visitors to the jail. From a prison that had been completely closed to outside scrutiny, it became open to hundreds of groups willing to participate in large-scale and long-term transformation. Means of legal support were provided to prisoners awaiting trial. Regular medical checkups and prompt health care was provided to the prisoners. Literacy programs and educational initiatives were set up. Vocational training camps and courses were set up by NGOs to give the prisoners a chance to leave behind a life of crime and enter mainstream society after their release. Prison sentences turned into opportunities for temporarily strayed human beings to do self-work and come out better and wiser. Morning prayers and music were introduced in the daily routines, along with Vipassana meditation programs. Meditation in an infamous jail was a radical, indigestible idea to many, almost a fictional fantasy. And yet, faith in human dignity and equality enabled the administrators to see the outcast and unheard prisoners as human beings, who, beyond health, nutrition, and literacy, also needed mental peace and spiritual guidance. Here was a shining example of Seva Bhav, public service with love. Here was a real Karma Yogi. When she transferred out of Tihar 2 years later, she had rid the place of corrupt warders, broken up the power of the gangs, stopped drug trafficking, and cured drug addiction. The Karma Yogi cut through the lethargy of an inhumane and corrupt bureaucracy to bring in healthcare, legal aid, yoga, meditation, music, holistic education, childcare, arts, and crafts. But the greatest contribution of these reforms was to endow the inmates with self-confidence and self-respect. She transformed Tihar Jail into Tihar Ashram, as she was fond of calling her Karm Bhumi. Her work in Tihar won many prestigious awards and international recognition and became a beacon worldwide for humanistic prison reforms. But the greatest reward for a Karma Yogi is doing the work she has set for herself. This is yoga as excellence in action. This is values-based service imparted with integrity and dedication.